Guys, and where you're watching us from, Hojlund tip to explode with goals at Manchester United. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where you're watching us from? Go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share if you're watching us for the very first time, and endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, we are talking Rasmus Hojlund. We are talking Fred's goodbye message as he leaves Manchester United. Confirmed and official, he has now joined Fenerbahce, and Man United have gone ahead to bid farewell to the player of Fred. And lastly, we are going to come out and obviously talk a little bit about Lisandro Martinez onto the recruits that Eriksen has gone ahead to make and what he anticipates this season as we play our game tomorrow on Monday as we host Wolverhampton Wanderers at the Old Trafford Stadium. Let's see close to 300 likes smash on this video as we talk about Rasmus Hojlund. Now, we all don't know someone behind the signing of Rasmus Hojlund, who recommended him to Erik Ten Hag, and obviously Ten Hag started to follow him up and obviously get genuine interest in the player. And today, Eriksen, while talking to the Man United TV, had the following message to obviously offer. He said, "Hojlund hasn't paid me yet because I had gone ahead to call him Agent Eriksen. Of course, I told the manager about Rasmus Hojlund, and I told Rasmus about the club. I told him everything there was to say about the club, but I also told him that it was up to him to decide where he wanted to go." Now, all of us first heard about Rasmus Hojlund in the second week of March this year, towards the international break that took place between the 12th of March to the 20th of March. Rasmus Hojlund was a hot topic by then, and what made him hot was when he played his first two games for Denmark and scored 4 goals. In the first game, he scored a hat-trick, and I think in the second game, he scored 2 goals. Those were 5 goals. And in the first, I think 3-4 games, I was going to hate to play for Netherlands. I was going to hate to score 6 goals. And before all that, Erik Ten Hag had already been told by Eriksen of how good this player is and why we should go in for him. Ten Hag never really went ahead to obviously downplay the thought of Eriksen and told him that we will go in for him. Remember, Ten Hag always interacts with his players, and he tells them, if at all there is a player that you know that is really great from your country, you can as well tell us about him. Now, for Eriksen, being one of the captain, being one of the big players in Denmark, and obviously agents that really have Danish players will obviously show him the players and their potentials. And I think Rasmus Hojlund and I think Eriksen found himself in a situation of knowing Rasmus Hojlund, and because he knew that we're in search of a striker, a young one and an experienced striker, he told Erik Ten Hag that there is a striker known as Rasmus Hojlund that we can get, and Ten Hag endorsed that. No sooner had Erik Ten Hag endorsed that, he got video calls and obviously called or talked to Rasmus Hojlund, and obviously it's Eriksen who gave him the contact, and the plan was really laid. The first plan was to get Rasmus Hojlund off the agency, because the agency that was managing him, because his contract had come to an end. And after his contract had burned out, Rasmus Hojlund was advised by Erik Ten Hag to obviously join the Sage agency. Rasmus Hojlund went ahead to tell the Sage agency, "I'm signing a 3-month contract with you, and it has to be activated to some good number of years if at all you deliver me to Manchester United." A mission that the Sage agency really fulfilled. That is Rasmus Hojlund for you. And that's when Ten Hag really went in through to love the player, and Eriksen is being referred as to Agent Eriksen. But remember, during the international break after the season, he was with Rasmus Hojlund, and I think they played together in the same team for the very first time, because that was around the third or fourth game for Rasmus Hojlund for Denmark. But when he was asked about Rasmus Hojlund links to Manchester United, he said he's not concerned with the signings at Manchester United, and he doesn't even refer players to the manager. But after the player came in to run join the club, he has now gone ahead and referred to us what role he did. So, Agent Eriksen, congratulations to obviously showing Erik Ten Hag a player. Ten Hag proved him and obviously came in at Man United. Now, this is the most important bit, or the gist of the matter of this statement. And Eriksen concluded and said, I hope Rasmus Hojlund will bring a few goals, but for sure he will bring a lot of desire. He's a player who presses with good technique, good runs, like a real number 9. Now, you know, Eriksen, for the year spent with Erik ten Hag, he obviously knew what it meant to play for Erik ten Hag. He knows what Erik ten Hag wants, and when he looked at Rasmus Hojlund and his stats, he really got to know that Rasmus Hojlund is the player that Erik ten Hag will obviously want at the club of Manchester United. And when he came in through, everything really came to pass, and it was exactly what Erik ten Hag really needed. Now, lacking goals as a team from a number 9 is one of the things that really disturbed us. I really tipped Anthony Martial that if at all he was fit throughout the season, or for the vast majority of the season, he would have gone ahead to get himself some good goals at the club of Manchester United. But because he was unfit, he managed to score, I think, 8 goals. Let me see here. I think he scored 6 in the Premier League. Not so? I think he scored 6. Stats of Anthony Martial, I'm checking them here. He scored 6 goals in the Premier League. He scored 1 goal in the UEFA Europa League and 2 goals into the EFL Cup. Those are close to 10 goals in a season, meaning that if he was available for the majority of the season, he would have gone ahead to score very many goals for the club of Manchester United. That is Anthony Martial, meaning that Rasmus Hojlund coming in through, he's going to score the goals, because United is a team that is really going to be a more creative team, as the players are sinking into the philosophy of Erik ten Hag season in, season out. And I believe that philosophy is really going to be one of the best into this season, because Ten Hag talked about us being the best transitional team in Europe, hitting teams on the press. And I think he has based this with the presence of Anthony, Rashford, and Rasmus Hojlund. Rasmus Hojlund is a fast player. He is a fast player. That is something that Eriksen has gone ahead to hint about, that he has the desire and he'll bring in goals with good technique, good runs. He's a real number 9. And talking about him being a real number 9, he's exactly what we wanted. You know, you always need a penalty box striker who is going to do the hold-up play and obviously get us to the levels that we want to be as the club of Manchester United. I've always come out and obviously reiterated my words about this young man, that I see him as an Ozil, but an Ozil who leads the line. When you get the chance to see him play for Manchester United, you're going to see his hold-up play. It's really one of a kind that you guys are really going to enjoy. He's unselfish, and he's going to find himself in positions that he creates many chances for Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, and Anthony, who are really going to play next to him. He's a good player that has shown potential, and his potential has gone ahead to obviously be praised by his national team captain, that he's Christian Eriksen. So we wait and see when he's going to be fit. Remember, it's said he might return when you're playing Arsenal on the 3rd of September. That is it, coming in from Rasmus Hojlund. So that is it for the club of Manchester United and Rasmus Hojlund. His national team captain Eriksen has been at Man United ever since last summer, has tipped him to explode and get in goals. But for my case, I really see he's going to score very many goals. That is it. People are talking about few goals, but Rasmus Hojlund in his debut season, if at all he doesn't get injuries, are going to keep him on the field of play. I really fancy him to score very many goals, and that is close to. I really call up for 20 goals for this guy. I see him in double figures. If he's fully fit, I think he can score close to 6 goals in the UEFA Champions League. He can get like 10 in the Premier League, like 2 in the FA Cup, and 2 into the Carabao Cup. And the Premier League, they can even be more, because sometimes they can get a hat-trick, a brace, but I believe his goal contribution is really going to be in 30 plus. He can put up 20 goals and 10 assists. That's my prediction about Rasmus Hojlund. And I think I should really come out and really put up my Premier League predictions for Man United this season. I think tomorrow or today I should put them out before we even play our first game, because I'm really anticipative of how we are going to obviously be as a team of Manchester United, with me tipping Alejandro Garnacho being the star boy of the season. So that is it, coming in from Rasmus Hojlund, and we jet to Lisandro Martinez. Talking about recruits like Rasmus Hojlund, Martinez said the following: that the coach did an excellent job. He chose very well the players. The players who are here are extraordinary. We are delighted to work together. That is Lisandro Martinez. Now, you know, when you build your own army, like Erik ten Hag is doing, you obviously have players giving you such words. You know, if I tell you an elite coach, what you're supposed to do is go on and obviously break every solidarity that has been making up the team that you found there. Now, Harry Maguire was the captain and was underperforming, so he's on the exit door. Then we are having Ronaldo, who was one of the goats in the game. Ten Hag dealt with him very well and saw him leave the club of Manchester United. Then David De Gea, another big figure into the dressing room of Man United. So Ten Hag instilled fear in these players that I'm creating my own army, and this management is going to have to give me the powers to sack and hire. That is it. So that's why Lisandro Martinez is talking like this about the recruitments, because he knows the manager is in total control, and that's what you want as any manager at any club, whether it's in the Championship, whether it's in League 3 or League 4, League 5. You need to be having a player that puts up. You need to be having players that really respect you. That is something that Ten Hag is going to have to gain, and these signings are really good recruitments. That's it. My only question marks are onto Mason Mount, because I believe if he doesn't perform to the standards, maybe Ten Hag will obviously find means of obviously not getting him on the field of play and really getting other players who are really going to outperform him. But I look at Rasmus Hojlund, good signing. Andre Onana, perfect signing for the club of Manchester United, as far as the style of play of Erik ten Hag is really concerned. So then he added on and really said the following, that what did he say? So Lisandro Martinez said, when you look at the crest, you must be hungry. Motivation. Because this club demands everything to win. We have very good players with a great mentality. It's very important if you want to win. That is what Lisandro Martinez went ahead to put up for the club of Manchester United, and that comes out to obviously boil into very, very many things at the start of the season. That, however much you are a starter like Lisandro Martinez, but the hunger at the club sends you into a lot of question marks, or into an ocean of questions, because you put yourself in very many things that have obviously gone ahead to obviously take us to the next level as we need them to be. And competition is key, and this is because of the recruits that Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to make at the club of Manchester United. They're doing a very decent job for this club of Manchester United, and with no doubt they are obviously going to become better and better and better and better. That is it, coming in from Lisandro Martinez. So we obviously come up with the last story of the day, and it's all about Fred putting up his bid or farewell message to the fans of Man United and to the club that has been at since 2018. He said, "Thank you, Man United. Today ends one of the most beautiful stages of my career. I lived the dream of wearing the shirt of one of the greatest clubs in the world. I live with the conviction that I always gave my best. Forever a Red. All the best." So that is Fred for you, and he leaves Man United and he goes to play for that side of Fenerbahce in Turkey. So guys, your thoughts on to Eriksen tipping Rasmus Hojlund to explode at United with goals are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Lisandro Martinez tipping the signings of Manchester United to obviously coming in front of you do the needful. And lastly, Freddie's last message to the team of Manchester United as he goes ahead to start his new journey in Turkey. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Today is a Sunday, you guys go to church. And to my Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barak Lau Fikum. Ciao, ciao.